Hey, are you the new recruit? I'm First Sergeant Kep. Come with me and I'll teach you something super important to know in the hobby, but almost no one ever teaches. The important tip that you're going to learn today is how to go to the bathroom. And you may be thinking to yourself, First Sergeant, why does anyone need to talk about this? I go to the bathroom every day and I do just fine. Well, congratulations, and that might be the case, but there are some important considerations to make sure that you are a well-liked and welcome pard at any reenactment. And that is how to go to the bathroom, how to use a Sanican with the courtesy, the decency, and the kindness that you keep in mind that these are shared by everyone here for the weekend or the duration of an event. And most Civil War reenactments are going to have some version of Sanican at the site. And we want to make sure that these are as pleasant and usable as possible to make sure we all have a really good time. And so for some of us, that might mean we need to be a little more attentive, a little more cautious, and a little more planned and prepared when we go to the bathroom at a Civil War event. So let's talk about some of the basics. One, you want to leave it at least as clean, if not cleaner than when you left it. So if you make a mess, clean up after yourself. Make sure that the only thing that goes in this tank is what comes out of you or is tissue. And please don't put any sort of tissue or paper towels or Kleenex in the urinals that are in Sanicans. It makes a terrible mess, and it's far more work for the good people who come by and pump these for us, so that way we have a pleasant time tending to our necessaries at events. Now, behind me is something that you probably are going to see a lot more of at a Civil War event than you would at other events, and that is the handicap Sanican. And these are really important for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, the accessibility needs of people in the hobby and the people of the public that come and visit our events. We want to make sure that we have these facilities available to them. But these are also uniquely for those people who are wearing hoop skirts, because hoop skirts are big and you can't really go to the bathroom wearing a hoop skirt in a standard size Sanican. So these are a special historical accommodations to make the people who are wearing period correct dresses have a more accessible and pleasant time when having to go to the bathroom. Other things, you know, if you got to work on your aim a little bit, make sure you do some practice. You don't have to stand all the way on one side of the wall and spray and pray and hope that you're going to hit that urinal. Make sure that you are courteous to other people, because other people will be following you into that space. So just be a little more careful, be a little more attentive. The other thing is, when you are in there, whether someone forgot to do it or you're leaving, do everyone a favor and close the lid of the toilet, because we do most of our reenacting out here on the West Coast in the summer, and these things can get pretty hot and pretty smelly. And even when you have fair weather, they're going to get a lot of use. And these vent out the top. So you want the skunky air to go out the top of the Sanican and not straight into your face when you walk in the door. So simple things like keeping that lid of that toilet seat closed is going to be really important. And of course, when you leave the Sanican, make sure you use the hand sanitizer, you hit the hand washing station. Sanitation is really key throughout the rest of the hobby. You don't want to be spreading germs, and one of the most common reasons to get some sort of food poisoning or intestinal distress during an event, actually it's rarely bad food. It's usually hand contamination because we're out here rolling around in the grass and in farmers' fields, and animals pass through here, and then we don't think to wash our hands. Maybe we didn't even do it when we left the Sanitation, and then we start to eat and they're like, oh, I don't feel good right now, right? So you gotta make sure you clean your hands when you leave the Sanitation, and make sure if these need attention, let someone on the staff know, so that way they can make sure they get the attention they deserve. Now, if for whatever reason there are issues that you may have, like special bathroom needs, come prepared to an event so that way you have an enjoyable time. So maybe if going to the restroom is a challenge for you, maybe consider bringing like a toiletry bag, maybe something with some gloves and some Clorox or Lysol wipes or whatever else you need to meet the special accommodations that you need to have a pleasant time. And then with those, sealed bags, you can put your cleanup equipment in there, tuck it away and hide it in a pocket, and then dispose of it discreetly in a trash can. Now here's something that's going to be a valuable tip, well appreciated, and I think celebrated by just about everyone in the hobby. And this one applies to when you have to go to the bathroom at night or early in the morning. So when it's nighttime and the whole camp's asleep, don't let the door slam. Do everyone a favor, make everyone like you a little bit more, and when you use the restroom at night, close the door gently. So that way no one knows that you're up tending to your necessaries. Now, one of our amazing members in our union leadership had this great idea I've never seen before, and it's been blowing everyone's mind, and it's been super appreciated by everyone. They got a big pack of really affordable motion sensor stick-on lights to put in the Sanitacans, so that way you don't have to fumble around in the dark, use the light on your phone, or bring in a lantern into the bathroom with you. This way, when it gets dark, you open the door and you can see what you're doing and have a good experience. That might be a great tip for the hobby and the events wherever you are. So for all of you who reenact and have to go to the bathroom, we'd love to hear the tips and advice and the wishes, the ideas and practices for good courtesy to make sure that everyone has a good time doing their number 2 at their next event. Thank you so much as always for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.